Hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of Press C for Carnage. This is your host Dave. As always, joining me is Jordan
Jordan, that's me.
and Colin
You.
and Megan.
Hello.
Hey,
Our
hi,
special
Megan.
guests
How
for
are
this
you?
evening. Hey. Our special guest for this evening is Sean
Hello.
and Josh.
Hello.
Okay, so since Jordan is eager to get going, what do you have for us?
I got nothing. Just kidding. So the courts in both America and overseas are in hot debate right now over the buying and selling of Activision Blizzard to Microsoft for $64 billion, which is ridiculous. A ridiculous amount of money. I can't even fathom that amount of money. Basically, my conversation topic to start off with was should the argument that Sony is making against this purchase be legitimate? Should it be even acknowledged as real? Because I think it's completely ridiculous that they're like, no, Microsoft, you cannot buy Activision Blizzard because we require Call of Duty along with everybody else because it is a major AAA multi-billion-dollar franchise, and if you take it away from us and you own it wholly, we will lose a ridiculous amount of money. And there are courts overseas right now that are like, you know what? We agree with you, and they're actually in like a stalemate right now, whether or not to approve this deal. And I think that's ridiculous because they both, Xbox and Sony, have their own respective like exclusives. Why can't they just make Call of Duty exclusive? They won't. They've already said they won't, and it'd be stupid for them to do so. But the argument against it, or the argument saying that they will, it for me, it's dumb. It's really dumb. So I just wanted to know what you guys' thoughts were.
I mean, going off of that, I think it's not an issue of Microsoft buying Activision.
Right.
It's a matter of monopolies.
Right.
And it's setting a precedent for the possibility that Microsoft just goes out and buys a bunch of these game makers and then makes a choice that we're no longer going to allow them to go to Sony. So Sony is whining at this because it's future proofing, because Microsoft could say, we're just not allowing COD on your system anymore.
Well, yeah, and I understand that, but for first thing, that would be a financially stupid decision that would never happen because that would be really dumb. They're spending $64 billion. It would be really financially dumb of them to make it so that all that money was then congregated into their console / PC. Like they would take it away from Nintendo Switch or PlayStation or whatever other console may want Call of Duty. That would be a financially dumb decision. Second of all, they've already said that they will not do that because of that first reason. And third, the fact that Sony's trying to argue against that fact, like that I understand your argument, Colin, but the thing is Sony has their own developers, internal developers that develop AAA titles as well. That like God of War is a perfect example of that. Like,
yeah, Sony's not one to talk when it comes to exclusives.
Monopolizing.
Yeah, but yeah, so for them to
monopolize.
cry wolf about a competitor potentially, monopolizing with Blizzard, that is, come on.
It's stupid. And so
who are they trying to?
Yeah, Colin and Shaggy, you both were sorry, Colin and Sean, you both were trying to talk over each other. So
I was just trying to wait. So go ahead,
to
Colin.
your second point. What was your second point again? Because there was way too much going on.
the second point was that they've already stated out loud that for the next 5 years they are committed to keeping it on PlayStation, and because of the first reason.
So 5 years.
Yes.
What comes after that 5 years?
Whatever they want.
You said that it would be a financially dumb thing to do.
It would be.
It
would be.
But that was it's smart to keep it on the other platforms now, keep them happy.
Mm-hmm.
But I see this going and spiraling into a monopoly, and then trying to future proofing. They were willing to spend $70 billion
almost
on it?
Yeah, basically,
which means it was important to them for something,
right?
Which means they're not just going to be like, okay, we bought it, continue as normal, there's going to be something behind it. There's an ulterior motive. So
financial gain. It's financial gain, but that's what I'm saying. That's them keeping it on the console, other consoles, is part of that financial gain. They have to make their money back somehow. Whether or not, whatever happens after 5 years, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at that point. They've already. I understand what you're saying about the monopoly. But we're just going around in circles now. The point is, if they own it, they own it, and Sony has no right to complain about that fact because they also are a monopoly of their own game studios. They own game studios. Now, whether or not you try to argue the fact that, they already owned them before that, so technically speaking, it's not the same, that doesn't matter. The point of the matter is they have games that are only on their console. Some of them are on PC now or whatever, but still, they are not on Xbox. They are not on a competing console. They have no right, in my opinion, to complain about this in any shape or form. It's ridiculous that they even try. Like, it's like a kid seeing another kid drinking chocolate milk when they're also drinking chocolate milk and screaming, saying, "That's not fair. I want that chocolate milk." Like, shut up.
You are very right that they have no right to bring this up, but I am on board with Colin for the monopoly. I think in 5 years' time, it will be exclusive. If not, perhaps maybe, let's say Warzone 4 comes out, it will be exclusive to Xbox or Microsoft for X amount of months, just like Sony does to their competitor. So I really do think Microsoft is gonna copy what they do. I really do.
All right, Sean, you go ahead. We were talking over you, and you've been waiting patiently. What were you going to say?
Well, all of my points were brought up, actually. I was just going to say, this is essentially Sony's way of making sure that they don't lose any sort of money in the future.
Right.
Preventative lawsuits, as you will, just to make sure that nothing loses out of their pocket. But once again, as you said, Jordan, they have so many exclusives that, can we really be honest, they're not going to lose that much money.
No.
Because, Microsoft is already losing a ton of money by not having God of War.
Right.
And that's been one of the top games every single time it's come out.
I can name 3 games off the top of my head right now that are literally PlayStation exclusives that will sell consoles, that will sell PlayStations. Like, I can only name one on Xbox right now, like Halo, but...
Well, in my opinion, hasn't even, to be honest with you, Halo hasn't even been a front runner for a while.
A long time, right? Since Halo 3, I would assume, right?
Well, ever since Bungie left. Once Bungie left, it just went down. Once again, it's just a sissy move by Sony, just making sure that they're not going to lose money.
They're poor losers. Comes down to it. They are poor losers. They are the player on Modern Warfare that screams profanity when they lose, or even win. They're the ones that scream profanity on the other side of the mic.
That's hilarious. That is so funny.
Toxic lobbies are so fun.
You're saying Sony is a toxic COD player?
They are. They would be. Absolutely. 100%.
That's so funny.
Based on this article that you just read us, absolutely.
Can we report them?
Actually, you guys actually made the perfect tangent, literally the perfect tangent, because so my next topic, hopefully you guys are okay to move on. This is the perfect tangent. So it was literally, this is an article from Engadget that says, toxic Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 players will now be muted in voice and text chat if reported. A more in-depth reporting system is coming to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2.0 upon release. That is hilarious that we were just talking about Sony being the toxic COD player when I had this article in hand to be brought up. So I brought this article up because because we Sean, me, you, and Carnage, me, you, and Dave have been playing Modern Warfare for a little while now since release. What are your guys' thoughts on this? Do you think this is the right direction? Do you think this will help? Because I'm pretty sure you guys have come across players that are a little extreme.
Here's the thing. I will never use that feature, and not because it's not a good idea. I think something's better than nothing.
Right.
But since day one, since the very first interaction, my first thing I do is mute all.
Yeah, right.
Instantly.
That's what I
instantly.
was
If you're
about to
not in my
say.
party, you are being muted.
Right.
Until just now, half an hour ago, we found the disable voice communications. Like
Right, now
that.
we don't hear anything.
So now I'm not going to hear anybody. I'm not going to hear the funny guy on my team because of these toxic players.
That's me, by the way.
So, yeah. So, and I'm not talking about raging because he died. I'm talking about like going out of your way to say derogatory terms and it
Right.
just why the toxicity. So, I think yes, something's better than nothing.
Right. The rampant N words are getting a bit much. To be quite honest.
I will give them the kudos that they do have that voice chat off filter.
Oh my
I think
God,
that's a great
it's
way
so
to protect
nice.
kids.
Yes.
I think
really
that was
do.
the best thing that they have done so far.
That is going to protect a lot of kids, and even a lot of players, a lot of self-conscious players
Right.
from hearing that crap. And yeah, so I think this idea is absolutely good. Whether it works or not is beyond me.
Right. I was gonna say, could we move on to Colin, Sean, and Josh? I would like to know your guys' 3 opinions. And Colin, if you don't have any opinion because you don't play Call of Duty, no worries. We'll just ask Sean and Josh here, see what they think. So,
I mean, it's completely it's a good system in theory. Every system you could create in theory is a really good system.
right.
I don't think it's going to work.
Really?
Because, okay, one thing is, who's going to go out of their way? Depending on, I don't know what it looks like, but I know from experience that to make sure that you're not just mass reporting someone because you don't want to hear them in the chat, it's going to have to be some sort of like process to get them muted. So I don't really think it's going to work as well as it says it would work in theory.
Okay.
Well, that is the downside that sorry to butt in right away is while you're in game, it's true. Nobody's going to really want to stop and click through a couple prompts to report somebody. Your instant action is to, respawn,
Yeah.
So I think you are right on that.
Right. Sean, opinions?
Honestly, as you guys said, one of my first things when I go in is I just mute all.
Right.
I just make sure, number one, because everybody has like Dollar Tree mics for some reason. Nobody can afford a good mic. So half the time they're screaming and all you can hear is,
oh my God.
You can't really hear them.
Right.
And number two, I mean, I'm a grown adult who doesn't really get offended by much, but I'm not one to be wanting to hear somebody screaming expletives for absolutely no reason.
Exactly.
And, to me, I am absolute trash at most FPS games. I just play for the fun of it.
Right.
And the only thing I want to hear are my friends anyway. I'm not on COD to go make friends.
Right.
So not only do I mute myself more often than not, I mute everybody else. So as long as they continue to keep that as an option rather than just banning voice chat completely for people who get reported,
right.
Just continue to put out that, hey, like, we have an option for you to completely take away voice chat. We have an option for you to block this person if you so choose.
Right.
I don't believe that, reporting somebody for their voice chat and then them getting permanently banned because, honestly, some people, they make mistakes and they don't need to be having a lifetime ban because they made one mistake. We're human.
Yeah.
But at the same point, some things are completely unacceptable. And
agreed.
If you don't want to hear it, just go and take the 5 minutes before you start the game and just completely
if they're permaban,
it's not
as long as they review the quote unquote, let's say they need a quote of 10 people reporting, and then it gets listened on to see what did they say, then I would understand a permaban.
Right.
If they take that step to actually listen, then yes, I would be on board for the permaban.
Reading the article, it says it will not permaban them. It'll only mute them. And it says they're going to be using stuff like Valorant and whatnot. They're going to be recording the stuff, and if you get flagged by someone by them sending it in, you're going to be given a dialogue box to type out what happened, and then it will be reviewed.
Is there going to be
Okay, so they're giving you a chance to fight.
Is there going to be some sort of release for the recording?
What do you mean release?
So, obviously
You probably have to accept the terms.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
I mean,
right.
call into a
You
call
probably
recorded.
You probably
But
expect that creating
You
a
technically waive that right by playing the game,
yeah.
knowing that there's voice chat.
True.
I think you waive the right
It's true.
to be recorded.
Josh, what do you think? We haven't heard your opinion yet.
It's like it's a good idea for like more for the kid part, but for us adults, we can just mute everybody or just go on Discord if you want to talk to our friends and stuff. So it's like a 50-50. Like it's okay idea, but it's not really need to be there technically yet.
Right,
Mhm.
because manual muting is a thing. So you're saying it's completely pointless to like report
Yeah,
people.
like if it's like that's what I'm saying. Like for Carnage, like it needs to have multiple people to report it, then have that person go bye or whatever. Like that'd be a good idea. Like you have to have multiple people to report it, then have that person get kicked off or
Get kicked out of the
temporary-
match.
like get temporary off or banned for like a
Mhm.
couple days, like something so they know that hey, we can't swear like that or say the N word. Like
I think that's the whole point, is to filter out the profanity.
Right.
Yeah.
To me,
It's one
as long
step.
As long as
do
they keep Nadia muted, I'm happy.
Oh
with
my
that.
god, dude.
do have one question, because y'all have actually played it. How important is team callouts?
100%.
Well,
If it was used, 100%.
oh god, yes, yeah. It would be like
100%.
It'd be like Battlefield. In Battlefield, dude, like the original ones, the ones that were good, not 2042, but in like the original Battlefields, like 1 through 4, it was a requirement. Like you couldn't get anything done without communication. Like
The original days of COD, communication was high priority, and it eventually,
went out the window.
was diluted. But the amount of time, our buddy Deebison isn't here, but he calls out all the time, hey, somebody behind you, and he has saved my butt countless times.
Oh god,
Like,
yeah.
it does help, or Cyber saying, hey, I'm throwing out a care package, can you cover me?
Yeah, seriously.
There is an importance of it, and unfortunately, it's just not used to its
at all.
potential.
It's not used as much.
Megan was
I
gonna
know.
say something, but we
Yeah.
interrupted her. Honey, what were you gonna say?
Oh no, you're fine. I was just waiting for you guys to get done. But I have one question. Okay, I don't play COD. I used to with Jordan,
COD Zombies years ago.
but with going back to the whole muting thing, how does the developers know to like semi-ban someone or permanently mute? I don't know.
No,
But how do
this
they
is
know?
This is a report. You're reporting them. Instead of hitting the mute button, you're also reporting them. So they'll get a notification of it.
Yeah, but how do they how do they prove that this person is doing
you're saying
all those things?
You're saying somebody in a group of 6 friends could be like, "Hey guys, report this guy because he's been annoying me." Like
Exactly. Like how do they
Well, I imagine the prompt to report somebody would capture, let's say, the
snippet.
past 30 seconds
Right.
of the dialogue, and they'll review it. There has to be some kind of review.
Yes. That's the thing that it was going back to. It works in theory, but the problem is no one wants to stop in the middle of the game. And to
Well-
your question on how they're doing it, I again said
right.
they're recording the audio of the game, and then you fill out a dialogue box.
Right.
Okay, and that's
Well-
what I was so confused at, because they could be like an innocent person, not even doing anything, just giving out call outs. But if you're with a group of toxic people, they're gonna just falsely accuse somebody.
Well, she
Well-
actually. Oh, I was just gonna sorry to interrupt. Yeah, I was gonna say Megan just reminded me of a thing that actually is very rampant in not just Call of Duty, but most first-person shooters, like Valorant, especially. I've seen it. Where women specifically, if any of the toxic people, teenagers or even grown men, find out that you're a woman in these games, they will mass report you just to get you banned because they think it's funny. Because you're a woman, she's right. It is rampant and it is a thing. So
As long as there's going to be some way of fighting back saying no, I wasn't toxic, and they have recording proof of that. They'll always have the game itself to look back on, which I imagine any in-game talking would also be recorded. So
Well, I know in Rainbow Six Siege it is. I know in that game they
ban fucking kicking people out now because of that reason.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think we just have to wait and see what they release and how they can enforce it. There will be some kind of article on it, and obviously terms and agreements for us to review. So, be interesting to see what they do about it.
Right.
But something's better than nothing. It might be a fail, and they might have to remove it, but it's something. So, yeah. So, I think we can move on from here.
All right. This is actually a good stopping point for us to hear a word from our sponsors.
Hello, my name is Alexa, and are you tired of seeing your loved ones drowning in the flood? Well, we prophesize that if you buy our premium protection plan, you and your family will never have to worry about the flood again. But don't just take my word for it. Take the word of our loyal and satisfied customers.
If I do this, will you let my family go? All right. I wouldn't be here today if it hadn't been for the amazing help from the TFI.
I wouldn't be here without Prophecy Flood Insurance.
So, remember, Prophecy Flood Insurance is always on your side.
And we're back. Welcome back, everybody. How's everyone? How was your break?
Good. How was yours?
Good. It was good. It was hectic.
I did some hydrating.
Hydrating. Oh man, that's important. All right. So back to the topics at hand. We decided to talk about some more video games because why not? So, I have an article here from PC Gamer. It says, Diablo 4 dev says players want open worlds and free choices, but they also want to be told where to go. A contradiction, I would say. What are your guys' thoughts on this? Do you guys like to be told where to go, or do you like games that just say, here you go, here's the keys to the house, do whatever you want?
I kind of agree. I mean, I haven't read the rest of the article, so I don't know what it's fully saying. But I mean, isn't that kind of most open world games? It's like you have this huge map, you can do anything you want, but they have the main quests. That's kind of like being told where to go.
Right.
Depends. If it's like Assassin's Creed where you have the main storyline icon forever on your map and you're venturing off doing side quests and doing stuff you should be doing after, then yes, I'm all on board for it. If I have the option to go the opposite direction, yes, they can tell me where to go.
Well, you've played Elden Ring. Sorry, Sean, 1 second. Carnage, you've played Elden Ring. Though that game is the exact opposite of Assassin's Creed, as far as I remember, right? That game, I haven't played it yet, but that game is literally just drops you into the world and says, "There you go."
Well, no, Elden Ring always, you have to figure out where you have to go, but there is a direction you must go, and the map does tell you. However, unlike Assassin's Creed, if you try to progress forward and attack, fortresses ahead of time, it's a waste of effort because you still have to go through it on the quest line anyways.
Oh,
so
okay, gotcha. Sean, you were saying?
I was about to say I'm a very large fan of Skyrim, and I do love the open world, but I also love having those side quests that you can actually go on. Right. So you don't actually necessarily have to stick to the main quest, but an open world that gives you options, but still slight direction through your own personal choices and what kind of experience you want in the game, I think is extremely important.
Okay.
Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah.
Megan, Josh, either of you have any opinions?
I'm sorry, well, I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, never mind. We'll move on to the next
exactly
topic.
Exactly what I was going to say. Why are you asking Megan? Because she skips every tutorial if possible.
That is true. That is true.
She does not listen to anything. And here she is using a level 1 backpack when she should be at like level 20, crafted with side pockets and thermos. Like, goddamn.
Frustrating.
Frustrating.
That was
like,
so...
hey,
That was ironic.
Yeah,
That was ironic
no.
because she came back and she was like, "What did you guys say about the tutorial?"
Yeah, exactly. Like she perfect point. She proved the point before I had to bring it up.
She wasn't even
She
paying
proved-
attention.
It's ridiculous.
You proved the point why we
sorry.
need to be told where to go.
Exactly. This was a Jeopardy question. She answered it perfectly. Like,
Well,
She's
that's
laughing
Muted
so hard her mic is
myself.
cutting off. I can hear her upstairs.
I muted myself so I did not interrupt you guys talking, and I'm just sitting here freaking reading my book.
Boring.
yeah.
That is hilarious.
Yep.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, and then I heard my name. I'm like, what?
Oh my god.
Did you not hear the countdown?
Yeah, right?
I did hear the
Yeah,
countdown,
this-
but you guys talk about games that I
this-
don't know about and that I don't,
Well, what would you
Yeah.
like to talk about?
Yeah.
I
I'm glad this is
don't
recorded
know.
because that is the audible version of for the Webster Dictionary of irony.
Yeah,
That
right?
is- yeah. For everybody listening, this is irony. This is right here.
I mean, I heard you guys talking about like, what's that game? Jordan used to play it all the time. The ninja one.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh,
That's-
please elaborate.
do you mean Tenchu? Are you talking about Tenchu?
No, maybe it's not
Oh,
the ninja
Assassin's
one.
Creed.
Talking about Assassin's
Yes, that
Creed,
one.
yeah.
Oh.
That one. You tried to get me into that one.
Oh, okay. Is that where you're gonna
And
end?
then
You're saying we're
I-
gonna end that sentence?
and then I heard you guys talk about Elden Ring,
Mhm.
and then that's where I left off. I just like zoned out.
We were talking about open worlds, and what do you think the open world game should have quest markers that tell you where to go, or do you prefer it to just? Yes. Okay.
Yes, because okay, so I have been playing The Witcher 3. Well, I haven't been playing it in a while, but I played The Witcher 3. That's an open world thing. You can go to and do a lot of side quests and stuff.
Right.
There are parts in it where I have no idea where to go.
Now,
My
is that because the
Witcher
game
senses
doesn't
do
tell
not
you?
work. It tells me like you gotta go here, but there's no marker.
Okay.
She's the tutorial.
Because
No,
you
I
skipped
actually
the
did the
tutorial.
tutorial on this. I actually did the tutorial because you had no choice but to do the tutorial in The Witcher. You had no choice. But
Fine, you may have done
I-
the tutorial, but you were still reading the book while they were giving you instructions.
yes, you caught me.
She was watching sexy Henry Cavill instead of watching the tutorial.
Listen. Okay, you cannot. No, you can't use that against me. But no, back to the game. Like, there's this one part. I actually looked it up. It was actually a glitch in the game itself.
Right.
Where you would talk to the character that you were supposed to be talking to in the main game, and you can't do it. It would not let you talk to her, and it's like, what should I do? And I looked it up, and a lot of people were having troubles with it because they couldn't figure out why you couldn't talk to this one witch.
So was it a glitch in the game, or was it a step that you had missed that you required to initiate
No,
that?
it was literally a glitch in the game because the quest said you got to go talk to her before you can continue on to go and help Siri.
Okay.
And I could not figure out why it was not letting me do it or anything. And here, the chick was in two different areas. Like, she was like split.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Huh.
it would help.
So you're saying yes? You're saying yes to all map markers.
Yes, especially to an idiot like me that doesn't know how to use maps.
Well, I mean, as per Carnage, if you would have just done the tutorial, they would have taught you how to use the map.
Well, that was.
At least try it. You don't have to read anything. They'll eventually tell you you're doing the wrong thing. Just try.
Just big bold letters show up on the
Try.
screen. Press M. She goes, huh? Press what?
There is for anybody that likes to watch short clips. There's Viva La Dirt League, which is a
Oh, I
phenomenal
love their content. It's
group.
so good.
And they have one just for Megan of a guy playing an entire game without knowing that if you click R3, it'll show a view of everybody's footprints.
Oh,
This guy-
I just saw that one.
Yes. Yes, for the entire length of the video game, didn't know this. That is Megan.
Yes.
That
It's
is
like-
basic tutorial.
I love it so much. And then it's, yes, I love that clip so much. We have to talk about it because it was so
Okay,
cleverly done. It was like,
That was like
Yeah, it was like an investigative mode or something. Like his buddy was there with him, and he was like at a campsite, and it was like a murder or something. And he was like, "All right, let's look at the clues." And he's looking around, and his buddy's just looking at him like, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "I'm looking for clues." And his buddy goes, "Their footprints lead that way." And he goes, "No, they don't. There's no footprints. What are you talking about?"
Yeah, Jordan and I were talking actually about that a while ago, saying like, "This is me."
Oh, it literally, I said that. I said, "Honey, this is literally you. You do this all the time." Like,
yeah. But that's what makes a game more fun. And yes, I rage a lot.
Oh my god. Sean, Josh, I think Sean already answered because of earlier, but Josh, do you have any thoughts?
What I think is maybe it could be like an option, like to have it off and on. If
Ooh.
somebody maybe wants to be free, be like if somebody wants to do it by themselves, then have an option to turn it off.
Right.
And if it's somebody's new and doesn't know the game, turn it on. You know what I mean? Like that'd be kind of fun for both parts, I'm thinking.
Right. I actually like that. I like that idea. Have it for both types of players. Have it be able to like turn it off completely or have it on.
Well, depending on the game, if it's if it's like Assassin's Creed or Elden Ring, if you do it like difficulty level, like if you go the hardest or second hardest difficulty, there should be no tutorial. I believe in that.
Yeah,
figure the shit out for yourself.
That's amazing.
That's like the minimal HUD option in settings.
Yes.
Like that option where it just makes it somewhat harder.
Oh, I do love games that do that though. Like first-person shooters where you don't know how much health you have. I love that. Oh, so good.
Can I also say I don't know how to use the freaking when I'm playing Skyrim or something. I don't know how to use that freaking map thingy above.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
I don't know how to use it.
She goes to the
so
overworld map and she's like, "Why is this mountain 3D all of a sudden?"
Pretty
you don't
much.
know how to use the compass map at the top that literally just points you in the direction with north, south, east, and west.
I got so confused at that. I'm not gonna lie.
She looked at me and she goes, "Honey, the map is pointing to the west. What is west?" And I'm like, "Oh my god."
No, I didn't say what is west. I knew what west is. West is west. Okay?
Oh my god.
I just don't understand because if I'm going there, if I'm going towards the freaking icon, and then the icon fucking moves on me, and I'm like,
god.
Where the fuck do I go? And I follow the icon, and the icon keeps moving on me. I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm done.
Oh, she's literally doing circles.
Literally.
Compass is on rotate, and she's like, "Why am I not getting to my objective?"
That's why when we play like Elden Scrolls, honey, I follow you. I follow you.
Elden Scrolls?
Is that what it's called? No, no. I don't know. It's Skyrim.
Oh my! You mean the online one?
Yes.
The online one that we were playing together, right? Okay.
Yes. I follow you because I have no idea where to go.
Oh boy. Are we ready to move on, or do you guys have more thoughts?
Yeah, no, I think we beat that one to death.
All right.
Yeah,
right.
we definitely did. Some insults thrown here and there, but
it's fine. After the podcast finishes, I have to sleep in the same bed as her. She'll get me back. It's fine.
No, she doesn't read the tutorial first.
She doesn't know. I mean, she doesn't know her east from her west, so it's going to be kind of hard for her to find out where you are.
East from west. Yeah, I don't know which one it is. She'll look over and be like, "Why isn't he there? I'm over here."
Shut up!
I'm over here, so you're talking to the plant.
I'll put my lifelike puppet of myself in the bed next to her and be like, "I'm over here."
Dude, no, I would throw that goddamn puppet away. That puppet. Anyway, new subject.
Yes. That was a bit unneeded.
Get off of me. Get off of me. I'm muting myself. I'm going back to my book.
All right. Well, next subject. Players get their wish. This is an article from PC Gamer. Players get their wish. Classes are now coming back to Battlefield 2042 in Season 3. Woo! So I brought this subject up.
Actually playing that anymore?
That was my point. That was actually one of the reasons why I brought it up. Because two reasons. One, who the hell is still playing this game? I have to look up the numbers, the Steam numbers. And two, it's too late. It's too late. You've already sent the dump truck out of the door with the fire with the trash in the back of it on fire. It's too late to put out the fire. It's too late. It's already been burned. All of it's been burned. I don't know. You guys want to talk amongst yourselves about it? I'm going to Google the Steam charts real quick and see actually how many people are playing it.
Right. So Battlefield 2042 Steam charts October 2022. The average players were 5,274.
Wow.
So how big are like the biggest game modes? Like the biggest
Conquer.
Yeah, whatever. Like, how many people can max be in a lobby or something like that?
I think
64.
it's like 128.
Is it 128?
It's 64 a team. 64
Oh.
team, I
Oh
think.
wow.
So-
Just to sorry to interrupt you real quick, but to put in perspective how small of a number that is, because it may seem like a lot of people, which in perspective to like indie games it would be. Battlefield 1, which came out what now 8 years ago? I think 7-8 years ago. It has 25,000 players as of 11 minutes ago.
Yeah. I was gonna say, Steve, their servers can uphold, I think, up to like 50,000 per
Yeah, you
time.
want something even wilder. In the last 30 days, 88,000 people played TF2. That's how bad this.
Oh my god, that game's almost like 15 years old now.
And
why? Because it's free.
It is free,
Because it's free.
All
and
right,
it's also good.
my question, I guess, that I was going to lead into before we looked up the charts and everything was when do you guys think the ship should be abandoned? When do you think they should have said, all right, I'm sorry, whoever paid money for this, we'll give you refunds for season passes or whatever, but like
When they looked at
As soon as they drop,
when they looked at the season charts.
you guys are so hardcore. As soon as they dropped it, when I saw the charts.
All the charts. When they realized they could host the entire game in player count on one server.
They should have just been like, all right, we're done. Throw it out the door. That's crazy. So, I heard, I don't know if it's true or not, I don't know if it's still alleged, but people were saying that the reason it turned out the way it did was because I guess halfway through development, or like 3/4 of the way through development, I guess from that first beginning 3/4, they were planning on making a battle royale game, which is why they had like the operators, like, oh, you have this operator that has a grappling hook, or this one has a Gatling gun.
Yeah.
They were planning on making like a a battle royale game. And I guess the internal game developers were like, no, this isn't working out. So then they said, all right, let's pivot. Let's make it a normal Battlefield game. And then, still keep the operators because we already have the groundwork laid for that, which is why it turned out as bad as it did. But oh my God, I cannot believe how much
Battlefield could never be no.
No
They
one
can never
ever do that.
transition.
I don't know how it would work because like you would have, because normal battle royales would always have to have some kind of solo mode. And how are you going to solo mode with like the normal Battlefield game mechanics / classes? Like you can't have a medic solo because their entire purpose is to be a support character for other players. Like what is he going to do? Defibrillate himself?
I mean, you would. I mean,
Well, it
there'd be
depends,
those
'cause-
times when you could do it.
Until I got for no reason banned from Super People, they limited to minimal 2-player battle royale.
Oh, two versus
They
everybody.
didn't have solo mode,
Right. They
which
do now,
seemed to
by
work
the
out
way.
fairly.
Right.
Oh, do they?
Yes.
Well, I don't know. I've been banned for no apparent reason.
Yeah,
So-
I suppose you didn't get your account back, by the way, because according to what I read, after they fully released it out of early access, you should have got your account back. Because
I tried tooth and nail, and all I get is automatic replies back. Like, and I would have to have a whole new Steam and phone number, and
what a pain.
it's just not worth it. It's not worth it for
a game you're probably
this
only gonna play
Battle Royale.
once.
that. The reviews are slowly diminishing, so
Right.
I'm not.
I barely play it anymore
yeah.
anyway, so it's probably fine.
It was a cool concept. I liked it,
Right.
but I got
think
banned, and my
developers-
KD was barely 0.5. Like,
Honestly, I think developers need to start straying away from the battle royale and go back into maybe making a good first-person campaign. Putting in that effort.
I disagree.
I disagree. with Jamin, but my disagreement is they don't need to go back. It just needs to become its own full-on category of game.
Agreed.
Like, I mean, it's not like the horror genre after FNAF was released, in which everyone just did FNAF for years. There's still like good AAA titles that aren't just battle royales coming
Right.
out.
You don't just have a million Five Nights at Freddy's clones. Like, I mean, you do, but they're not. But you still have AAA.
The other,
Right. You still have
Yeah.
really good AAA / indie game horror games out there that are doing their own thing, that are unique. You know. So.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in all of that stuff. Like in terms of like unique game development, when a major franchise for that genre goes wildly popular. So,
but back to
reality.
Battlefield 2044 to 42.
Right.
This won't help. For all intents and purposes, we will see. And my prediction is, if it was 5,000 this month, we're going to get a jump up to 10,000 next month, maybe 20-something thousand, or maybe even higher. Maybe we get to 100,000. But the problem is, if the underlying problems are still in the games that I saw when I was watching J-Man play it,
Right.
it doesn't work. Sorry. The problem is it just won't work, because I saw literal like airboats climbing over walls.
Oh, yes.
Oh man.
So, which is
oh
just like
boy. That's all it was.
mechanical
That's all it
bugs.
was. It was just airboats climbing up skyscrapers, literally camping tops of skyscraper flags. Just you would spawn on your squad mate, and then you'd walk around the corner, and it would just be a boat on top of a skyscraper going. Dun, 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 dun. I was like, yeah, this is great.
It's so
and they were
Yeah.
and they were indestructible too. They were literally indestructible. Like you could toss everything you could at them, and they would just be like.
So good on them for trying to pull back and like get their player base back. It's not going to work.
Right.
They're going to have to do a reboot with a new launch of the game.
Right.
That actually,
they even a reboot. They just need to just let it die, let it eventually be forgotten about, come out with something new.
Agreed.
With the release of the Warzone 2, it doesn't even matter right now. The losses are gone. I mean, sorry, the profits are gone.
Right.
I personally love Battlefield because they were the biggest player base. They had the biggest player base mode, which I was right. It's 128 players per
Okay. Gotcha.
per match, and that's for the Conquer mode.
Oh wow.
And I absolutely loved it. I loved it. It didn't matter what KD was because everybody around you was dying.
Right.
So, it was awesome. So yeah, I think they just need to go back to the drawing board, maybe release old new content, and stop trying to mimic, Warzone and Fortnite. Yeah, they've created some groundbreaking stuff, but that is not your forte.
Right.
Just carry forward with what you have. People are playing your game for the reason of what it is, not because we hope that you're going to turn into Warzone or Fortnite. So yeah, I think they're just wasting more money, and inevitably they're going to end up charging too much. And yeah,
agreed. Would you like to move on, Carnage, to the final section where we do the trivia?
just while I was listening to Megan's
tutorial
explanation on her tutorial, I just happened to stumble upon, and it just saw it out. They're making a Borderlands movie.
What?
They don't have a release date yet, but they have the cast up. You have quite a lot of female actors, but they have Jack Black, Kevin Hart, Edgar Ramirez, Oliver Richards. Yeah, they have a lot of.
Please tell me Jack Black is playing Claptrap. Please.
Yes, please.
Oh yeah, he's Claptrap.
Yes.
Kevin Hart is Roland. Edgar Ramirez is Atlas. Jamie Lee Curtis is Tannis. Yeah, there's a lot. Like this is gonna be
man.
Oh,
And you know what's
an
really
excellent
cool?
movie.
Oh, I hope so. But you know what's really cool though is I've seen some really good cosplays of like that Borderlands art style. When that cosplay, like when that art style is done well in like makeup wise, like cosplay, it looks so good. Like in real life, like the pop out of the outlines on people's faces and stuff, it looks so good when it's done well. Like. So
Yeah.
I can imagine a art like that art style being done extremely well if it's done by professionals for a multi-million-dollar movie. Like, oh man, I hope it turns out really well. My only worry is that what's his face, the director of Gearbox, the Magic Man. It's really annoying. Randy Pitchford, I believe, is his name. He has a tendency to go above and beyond being overbearing and micromanaging when it comes to the Borderlands namesake. There's been articles upon articles of him being just extremely hard to deal with in terms of like creative freedoms and willingness to bend for certain aspects of that series. And I'm not looking forward to that part of it. I hope he's hands off of the entire thing. I hope they let actual movie writers and script writers do their thing and just leave him out of it.
I mean, the director they're going with is Eli Roth, and he's known for Inglourious Bastards.
Ooh,
So he has the
yes.
genre. He's spot on with how to work the
Historical
genre.
comedy, yes.
Yeah. So, and you have the screenwriters Craig Mazin, and Eli Roth for the screenplay. So IMDb isn't mentioning any of the game developers in this. So you might get your wish, might be granted. But I do know if both Jack Black and Kevin Hart are involved, it will not be a terrible movie.
Yeah, true.
We know that flat. Jack Black does not take on. Well, he does take on crap, but he makes that crap good.
Have you guys seen the trailer for the Mario movie? Oh, his Bowser is so good. It's
Yeah.
So
good.
funny that
My
because
point.
he's done other movies, you've seen the memes where it's like, this is but a taste of our fury. Do you yield? And it's just Jack Black thing.
Yeah, exactly. So Jack Black, yeah, exactly. Mario, Chris Pratt's coming in here ruining shit. Here's Jack Black saving the day. So,
dude, don't even get me
it's,
started. We might have to say this for another podcast because I will literally go on for half an hour complaining about that entire thing. Like Chris Pratt, oh my god, he ruins it. He ruins that entire trailer.
Yeah. He does. I'm hoping they'll tweak it based on the community feedback. I really hope so. I am a huge fan of Chris Pratt, but it. Yeah,
I would be okay if he was that voice for like maybe the serious parts of the movie, but like the parts where like action is happening, they need to bring in like an actual, I forget what his name is, Marionette Marin. I can't remember his name. It's literally the guy who's been playing the voice of Mario. Who was his name?
I forget, but like there's the voice Mario.
Yeah, it's like Marionette, I believe is his name. I'm pronouncing his last name wrong, but
Charles Marionette.
Charles, thank you, Charles. He basically needs to be the guy that does the voices like for the woohoo and stuff. I mean, during the scenes where like jumping is happening or fighting or
I mean, even like someone like Seth MacFarlane, anybody who does this for a living would be better than Chris Pratt.
Agreed. Oh my god, Seth MacFarlane's voice would be perfect though. He has really good range.
Yeah, I mean anybody else but Chris Pratt.
Oh my god!
Come on, man! Like you're famous for your screen looks.
Yes,
like,
that's your voice.
So,
Sean, Josh, do you guys have opinions on the new Mario movie? While we're talking about it,
I will not be watching it.
Did you see the trailer at least?
I did. I believe that the old school Mario is the only Mario live action movie that should have ever been made.
Oh, the one from the 90s?
The one with tiny head circles.
Oh yeah, that's the best. I will never forget that.
Oh, it was memorable, but not for the good reasons.
Just remember, John Leguizamo.
Look,
okay.
I gave Sonic the movie a fair chance, so I'll give Mario its fair chance.
Sonic 1 and 2 were very good though.
Yeah, see, I have to agree. I actually was like Sean. I was like, I'm never gonna watch it because I was really turned off about having live actors. But then you guys rattled on about it, so I eventually watched Sonic, and I was satisfied.
I mean, I was only raving about it because it was better than what I expected. Like my bar of expectations for it was so low that when I watched it, it jumped from like I was expecting it to be like a 3 or a 4 out of 10. It jumped to
Right.
like a 9. I was like, this movie's freaking awesome.
Jim
least-
Carrey, man.
Decent. I'd say it's a good. It's good for what it is. It's a good
buddy.
video
Yes,
game
yes.
movie adaptation.
When I-
No. See, that's the thing is the movie makes up for the terrible fucking games they're pumping out for Sonic.
Oh my god, the
Like
new
there-
one. The new one is
Even Frontier. See, I was going to talk about this earlier. Frontier, the developers basically said that this is a like a live trial and error for the game.
That's terrible. Like a
For
live.
80,
They're
well, at least
selling
for
a
me, it's
beta.
$80 Canadian.
They're selling a beta.
$80. Yeah, for $80.
What? Weren't you hyping about that game, honey?
I was because the music
Yeah.
video they released was so good.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Sonic, so Dakota's watching YouTube and the like the ads and stuff. One of the ads came up as Sonic, and Dakota goes, oh, "Mommy, can I have that?" And I'm like, "No, we don't have the money. Sorry, buddy."
Oh, the new Sonic Frontiers game. Oh, he's gonna be so
Yeah.
disappointed. I've been watching
It's
streamers play it on like on my lunch breaks at work. That oh my god, it's so bad. It's like bare bones Zelda without all the cool shit.
Bone Zelda.
Absolutely terrible.
Oh, it looks so bad.
What?
All right, we're at 50 minutes in the podcast. Carnage, would you like to end
Yeah,
us off with
let's,
the trivia?
Yeah, I got a cool trivia. So, Josh and Sean, basically, this is us versus Colin. Answer at your free will.
Us versus
Whatever-
Colin.
Us versus Colin, or you guys versus Colin. Because Colin is,
The Almighty.
he has a ridiculous brain.
He does.
He really does.
He does. He has
He
like a
does.
photographic
Um,
memory. He just knows everything. It does. So don't even try to beat him.
Like,
Don't
it
even
better
try.
be saved for science. It better be. So,
But science.
But
so we're gonna have
science-
a little gaming trivia here. And to start us off, we have a couple easy ones to get you in the rhythm.
we should
So here we
give
go.
each other. We should all have like buzzers, like so we could buzz in or whatever.
Well, I told you to get on that, and
Wow. I don't. How am I gonna do it when everyone else has to be the one to buzz?
That was easy.
What if
Yo,
it
that was
Find a way to
was
plug it into the thing, and it's just
well,
annoying.
I guess you could tune it into your keyboard, I guess, with Stream
We'd
Deck.
all have to do it individually. How about we just say buzz? Just say buzz, and then I'll keep track of the light up voices, and I'll see who goes off first.
What if I say to
Okay.
infinity and beyond?
That's too long. You
Okay.
wouldn't catch it in time. All
Well,
right.
okay, so here's an easy one to start off
All right.
with. V-Bucks are in the game currency for which famous
It's
video
me!
game franchise?
Fortnite.
No, I said it
Fuck a
first.
V.
But Shaggy, but Sean said it's a
Yep.
me. So.
Yep, I said it first, and we're going with Fortnite.
You said Buzz.
What
You
the
said
fuck
say
is
Buzz.
V?
So
Oh,
Buzz
you
and
didn't even
Fortnite.
say buzz, Colin. You just said Fortnite.
I did say Buzz.
I did
said
not hear
Buzz.
you. Did anyone else hear him say buzz? I did not hear him say buzz.
Okay, so from here forward, say buzz, and then when we acknowledge you, say
Yes,
the answer.
yes. Then acknowledgement
Okay.
first. Let acknowledgement happen.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give that one to Sean. So 1 point for Sean.
Okay.
Okay.
Easy question B. The classic arcade game Pong was manufactured by which company?
Buzz.
Cyber.
Atari.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right.
Point
Those
for
are the
me.
easy ones, just so you know. Here we go. In 2018, which video game company did actor Alfonso Ribeiro sue for unethically capitalizing off content he created?
Ah,
I know
Oh,
this.
Was
know
it SCP Buzz?
Colin, go ahead.
SCP? I forget it. It's Peanut, right? It was Peanut or something like that.
Is he close, Carnage? Don't give it away.
Hold on. Which video game company did he sue
I don't.
for the image?
Buzz,
Shaggy?
Epic Games.
Correct.
Did you Google
Okay.
it? You didn't Google it.
I
did
did
you?
not. Alfonso Ribeiro is Carlton. And
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
they did
from
not-
Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Oh, see? Oh, okay. You got to give him an extra point.
It was for the
Give him an
dance
extra point.
move. It was for the dance move, the
Yes,
Carlton
yes.
dance.
The
Yes,
Carlton dance.
yes.
Yes.
If you would have said that, I would have immediately got it. I didn't even.
I said Alfonso Ribeiro.
that means nothing to me. That means nothing to me.
that means nothing.
Exactly. So he immediately knew it was from Fresh Prince.
Okay,
You
I'm gonna
immediately
give him an extra
associated.
point for the extra for the connection.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Sean's at 3.
Mhm.
All right. Next question. What is the only video game franchise to originating in the 1970s to in the 1970s to thus far generate over $1 billion in revenue?
Buzz.
Colin.
Answer.
Tetris.
Incorrect.
Buzz. Mario.
Incorrect.
Damn it.
What was
I'll
the
repeat the
question?
I'll repeat the question.
Repeat the
What is the only video game franchise from the 1970s to generate $1 billion in revenue?
1 billion. It would.
Originating in the 1970s.
I mean, Mario came out on the NES, and no, was that the 80s? That was the 80s. Fuck, that was early 80s.
What if
Or
that
late
be
80s.
like? No, I don't want to
Buzz?
make.
Colin?
We're just gonna throw a random arcade. Space Invaders.
Correct.
Well,
Half a point. That's your
no.
second answer. Half a point.
Better than mine.
Half a point on second answer? All right. So he's at 1.5? Or
I don't know what the title
or
is.
half.
just half.
I think it's
Just
just
half.
This is a third question,
You're
right?
half
Yeah.
a man.
Okay. Which video game? How do you pronounce that word? I'm sorry. I am terrible. I meant to Google it. I'm gonna just say it. Which video game heroine is known for her excessively buxomy physique?
Buzz. Bayonetta?
Oh, Buzz.
Wrong.
Damn it.
Buzz.
Or Colin.
I forget her name. It's Tomb Raider or
Lara Croft.
Lara Croft. Well, thank you for the answer.
You're
You said
welcome.
Tomb Raider before she tuned in, so I think I could assume you were gonna get there.
Yeah.
It's really not
I-
even that
I-
movie.
Yeah, if that's the correct answer, we should give him the full point. Yeah, because
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, how do you say it? No, I'll ask that later.
Heroin.
Okay.
You said it right.
Bosomy
Heroin.
physique?
Okay.
Oh, it was
Sounded
sorry,
wrong coming out of my mouth.
heroin. Yes,
heroin. Yeah, heroin is the name for a hero woman. Also, the name of the drug. They're both the same word. All right.
Yeah.
Next question.
So hold on. What's the scoreboard at?
Colin's at 1.5. I'm at 1, and Shaggy. Sorry, it's like Shaggy/Sean is at 3.
Okay, 3. Okay, so this is for all of you who haven't gotten a point. This is your chance to tie him. There's 3 questions left.
Okay.
Everybody else, you can win if you get every guess right. So, a computer opponent's ability to adaptively challenge a player is known as what?
an AI.
Well, I'm out.
Buzz,
Oh.
AI. Artificial intelligence.
I don't think that was the question answer he was looking for.
What?
Reread the
that
question.
was the answer.
It
So
was okay.
The question was a computer opponent's ability to adaptively challenge a player is known as what?
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a very odd question. All right.
I thought they were NPCs.
No, NPC is non-playable character.
AI.
It's
Oh.
a
I didn't-
type of AI, but
I didn't
it's
like
not.
that question. That was a
totally.
really lame question.
Well, it's
My-
bottom of the
my-
list. It's going to be harder.
All right,
Okay,
so
second
Colin's,
last question.
so Colin's
Yeah,
at
Colin got a
3.
point.
Colin's at
Yeah.
3.
So,
Mhm.
second last question. How long did it take Marcus Persson to create the first version of Minecraft?
Buzz.
How long? Cyber.
2 years.
Wrong.
Buzz. Well, not clarify. What do you mean first version?
I think he
Like
means
the-
I think he means the alpha, like literally the
like
test.
The
version.
the alpha version of Minecraft.
Okay. Buzz.
Hold on.
2.5 years.
Wrong.
I think it was short actually.
Buzz.
Buzz.
Oh,
Sean.
Sean first.
Dawn.
Hold on. Let me think.
Let me tell you.
You got 3 seconds.
You know what? Listen, you guys said short a week,
Correct.
a month.
Correct.
A week.
Oh, he was
Week?
right the first time.
No,
and I said
he
it.
changed it. I
Wow.
don't know. He did say a week. I think we should give it to him.
Give it to him.
Give it to him.
Yeah, so Notch released the alpha version of Minecraft in just 6
That's
days,
so impressive.
with a fully marketable version coming out 2
Wow.
years later.
Wow. Okay, so I was
Yeah.
right. The
And they're
fully
still
version.
updating it.
Damn.
Yeah, so this multi-million-dollar game was
Multi-billion.
created in 6 fucking days, man.
So you're
6.
saying I have a chance.
Well,
You're saying I have a chance.
Well, Notch doesn't anymore. Sadly.
Oh yeah, right.
Well,
Oh
not
my god. Yeah, we don't want to get into that subject, but
No.
Not,
all right.
no,
Last
but-
question. Could we just say the last question is worth all the marbles?
I mean, if you want to.
No. What's Colin at? 4.
He's at 3 3 even, and then
Sorry.
Sean's at 4.
If I
Sean's
get
at
this
4.
one, it's a tie, and we do a tiebreaker. But
Ooh,
if
I'm
anyone
down for
else,
that.
Yeah. Okay. What is the name of the final course in all Mario Kart video games?
Buzz,
Who buzzed?
Me.
Colin.
Colin.
Colin. Answer.
Rainbow Road.
Yeah, you got it.
Damn it. right,
I'm just
tiebreaker.
going to flat out say it.
Find one
And
more.
I
Find
forgot
one
the
more
buzz.
question and make it super hard for them to tie break.
Super hard, you say?
Super hard. Super hard.
Well, I'm just gonna go for time reasons. Just a very quick one.
So it's just me and Sean.
You and Sean. Yep, we're not allowed to answer.
What product did Nintendo first start selling?
Buzz playing cards.
Ah, fuck, you got it.
He
I
wins.
had
You
no-
really do playing cards?
Yes, because it originally wasn't a video game company; it was a cardstock company and board game company.
Oh
They-
my! Here he goes. Here he goes. This is what we were
no,
talking about.
No. Like, I've heard like they have like a Nintendo Salad thing going on as well for kids, but I didn't know that they had cards. They started out with cards and board games.
Call it out here the
That's
trivia
weird.
master.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the other question. What I went with. Okay. This doesn't. No points allowed. But I thought this would have been biased.
Mm-hmm.
Who is Jack Mitchell's best friend in Call of Duty: Advanced Warfare?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll see. I had a feeling.
Sean
Sean
said
would know.
something. Yeah, he said
I
ghost.
said
or
ghost.
something.
I said ghost, but it's probably soap.
I was gonna say,
Is it
is it that
Reznov?
guy with the Irish accent with the freaking
Is it-
handlebar mustache?
Is it Reznov? Because that's the only their Call of Duty.
All right. I think that's
it
a
was
good.
Irons. William
I
Irons.
would have never have gotten that.
Yeah.
All right.
I have
think-
one question
Oh.
for Colin.
Oh,
Okay.
Let's ask him.
Let's see if I can not.
This is a little trivia question for him that I know for a fact. What product did BMW start out making?
I don't know. White one.
Airplanes.
Oh, interesting.
Did
Yeah.
not know that.
The
Did
blue
not.
was in there. The blue and white. You guys know the BMW.
Mm-hmm.
The blue is the sky. The white is the propellers.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
World War One. Yeah. It's
That's
crazy.
cool.
That is actually
That's
really
very
interesting. All right, sorry to cut you off, guys, here, but we're past an hour and 1 minute. I think that should be our stopping point. Carnage,
Okay.
you want to sign us off?
Yeah, go ahead. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for this episode. Thanks for tuning in. Press C for Carnage. Until next time, see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi.
Hasta luego.